Welcome and welcome back, everybody, to the OK Grognard Show. Today is Monday, October 24th, 2022, 10 a.m. Central in beautiful Lake Geneva, Wisconsin. We've been looking at the Advanced Dungeons & Dragons First Edition Dungeon Master's Guide sections on magic items, and we'll continue doing that. We've actually gone through tables and descriptions up to A through the A's in the miscellaneous magic item section. So we'll continue from there with more excellent, excellent stuff. Where a B, absolutely B comes after A, which means we get to go into the bag of beans. Bag of beans. This bag is constructed of heavy cloth. It's about 2 feet wide and 4 feet long, the size of any other bag or large sack, so saith Gary. When it is opened and examined, it will reveal several large pebble-like objects. If these objects are dumped out of the bag, they will each explode for 5 to 20 hit points of damage each. That's 5d4. All creatures within 10-foot radius must save versus magic or take full damage. Whew. Bag of beans. To be removed safely, the beans in the bag must be taken out by hand. Telekinesis will not work, nor can they be worked out using tools in any way which will not explode them. Each pebble-like bean must be placed in dirt and watered. From each in succession will spring some creature or object. It is suggested that 3 to 12 beans are optimum, and only 1 or 2 will be beneficial, the others being monsters or useless things. For example, number 1, and this is a table of 7 things. So roll a d8 and ignore the 8, I say. Number 1 is 3 shriekers spring up and begin wailing. So maybe if you're in a location where attracting other creatures is a possibility, this is a bad thing for you. Number 2, an ice storm strikes the area. Nasty as per the spell. That's a lot of damage. And I believe you don't save against ice storm, if I recall correctly. So it's a very vicious. Cone of cold, get a saving throw. Fireball, you get a saving throw. Lightning bolt, saving throw. I think you get a saving throw on it against an ice storm. Number 3, as it says in this list, a poisonous raspberry bush with animated runners shoots up, but each of its 5 to 20 berries is a gem of 100 to 500 gold piece base value, or perhaps just worthless glass. Number 4 on this list says, a hole opens in the ground, a purple worm can be below, or a gin ring, a genie ring. Could be either purple worm, a ring with a genie inside. Number 5 on this list, smoke and gases cover an area of 50-foot radius for 5 turns, and creatures therein cannot see and will be blinded for 1 to 6 rounds, even when they step out of the cloud. So that'll hide you, but might make it awkward. A wyvern grows, it says number 6, instantly and attacks. Its sting is a javelin of piercing. Not enough to just be a wyvern, apparently. Gotta throw in a javelin of piercing on the end of its tail, like a big old nasty. Pretty mean. Number 7, poison gas seeps out slowly, forming a cloud of 20-foot radius, which persists for one turn. While it lasts, it might turn some dirt at its center to magic dust. Could be of the appearance variety, vanishing, sneezing and choking, dot, dot, dot. Be as mean as you want. Gary has given you permission to mess with them with a bag of beans. So there you go. Thought, imagination, and judgment are required with this item. There you go. And if that wasn't bad enough, Bag of Devouring is next. This bag appears as a typical sack, possibly appearing to be empty, possibly as having beans in its bottom. Could be one of those nasty bag of beans. The sack is, however, the lure used by an extra-dimensional creature. It is one of its feeding orifices. Any substance of animal or vegetable nature is subject to swallowing if it is thrust within the bag. The bag of devouring is 90% likely to ignore any initial intrusions, but anytime it senses living human flesh within, it is 60% likely to close and attempt to draw the whole victim within. Base 75% chance for success, less strength bonus for damage, each +1 equals -5 on the base chance. Thus, an 18 strength character with a +2 damage is only 65% likely to be drawn into the bag, while a 5 strength character with -1 damage is 80% likely to be drawn into the bag. The bag radiates magic. It can hold up to 30 cubic feet of matter. It will act as a bag of holding normal capacity, but each turn it has a 5% cumulative chance of swallowing the contents and then spitting the stuff out in some non-space. Creatures drawn within are consumed in 7 segments of a round, eaten, and forever gone. That's bye-bye to your favorite character. Bag of Holding. Now see, finally, we've got a pretty sweet one here. Everybody loves a Bag of Holding. As with other magic bag, this one appears to be a common cloth sack of about 2 feet by 4 feet. The Bag of Holding opens into a non-dimensional space, and its inside is larger than its outside dimensions. Regardless of what is put into this item, the Bag of Holding always weighs a fixed amount. The weight, the bag's weight limit in contents, and its volume content are dependent upon its quality as shown below. And you roll for this. You dice with the roll percentage dice. So we got the weight limit, and volume limit, as it said. 1 to 30, 15-pound weight to 50-pound weight limit. 30 cubic feet volume limit. 31 to 70, 15 pounds. Again, always weighs 15 pounds. But 500-pound weight limit. Inside 70 cubic feet volume limit. 71 to 90% gives you a 35-pound bag. 100 or 1,000 pounds weight limit inside. 150 cubic feet. And the final 91 to 100%, 60-pound, 1,500 pounds, 250 cubic feet within. If overloaded or sharp objects are placed within so as to pierce it, the bag will rupture and be ruined, and the contents will be lost forever in the vortices of nil space. Bag of Transmuting. This magic sack appears to be a bag of holding of one of the 4 quality types. It will perform properly for 2 to 5 uses, or more if the usages are made within a few days' time. However, at some point the magic field will waver, and precious metals and gems within the bag will be turned into common metals and stones of no worth. When emptied, The bag will burst to pour forth these transmuted metals and minerals. Any magic items other than artifacts and relics placed within the bag will become ordinary and dull lead, glass, or wood as appropriate. No saving throw once the transmuting effects have begun. One good bag out of 4 so far. Bag of Tricks is a mixed bag. Thank you. As usual, a bag of tricks appears to be of typical size for sacks, and visual or other examination will not reveal any contents. However, if an individual reaches inside, he or she will feel a small, fuzzy object. If this is withdrawn and tossed 1 to 20 feet away, it will balloon into one of the following animals, which will obey and fight for the individual who brought it into being until the current combat terminates. So it's kind of a loose period of time. The animals, I mean, if you bring this forth in a big army conflict, in a big war, is it all one combat? Is your little skirmish within the bigger war one combat? You'd have to determine that. It would be kind of neat to be able to bring just one after another animals out of this sack and have them fight for you during an entire battle. Well, they will fight for the individual who brought them into being until the current combat terminates. The animals inside a bag of tricks are dependent upon which sort of bag is found. Roll a d10 to determine which type. Here are the tables, as you can see. 1d8 on this one. For 1 to 5, it's this one. 6 to 8, it's this one. 9 or 10, it's this final group of animals. So the least of the tables, you could have a weasel, a skunk, a badger, a wolf. Giant lynx, wolverines are tough. Boar is great. A giant stag can do some serious damage. If you'll notice, the ACs vary. The hit dice, smallest at the 1 level, although a half hit dice skunk in the right situation got up to 5 hit dice here and 25 hit points for the giant stag. And look at the damage it can do. That big head full of antlers is pretty tough. Second table, rat, owl, dog, goat, ram, bull, bear, lion. Again, ACs vary. Hit dice, they vary. And again, you've got a wide range here, just like in the first one, as well on the hit points. But I think you might want a bear or a lion, even a bull, more than a giant stag, as tough as that giant stag can be. And it's going to fight for you, whether it's a stag or a lion. So, final table here, the 9 or 10 table. Jackal, eagle, baboon, ostrich, leopard, jaguar, buffalo, and tiger. Note that's not a giant eagle. None of these are giant types of their animal type. Again, about a half hit die up to 5, 5 plus 5 in this case, with 30 hit points for the tiger. Tiger might be the toughest of the animals on any of these lists. So there's your best roll, right? 9 or a 10 and an 8 to get a tiger. How we doing up here? Only one creature can be drawn forth at a time. Oh, yeah, that's right. Can't have 2 out. Still, have 1 fight. When it finally succumbs, pull out another if you're in a big old battle. It alone exists until it is slain or 1 turn has elapsed, and it is ordered back into the bag of tricks. Another animal may be brought forth, but it could be another just like the one which was already drawn previously. Note that only 1 roll is made for type of bag, but type of creature is rolled for each time one is drawn forth. Up to 10 creature maximum may be drawn from the bag each week. So, after 10 minutes, you can have it climb back into the bag, which is good. It alone exists until it is slain or one turn has elapsed and it is ordered back into the bag of tricks. So, at any point there, you can draw forth another one. And remember, once you've rolled the bag, as it is said here, that is the type of bag, so that is always the list of 8 that can be drawn forth from your particular bag. But that's okay. They all have interesting things on it. Um, it is a good little bag, but if you pull a weasel and you're hoping to pull a lion or their ilk on the table, you still have to wait 10 minutes and say, hey, back in the bag, I need to try it again, get a better creature. So a lot of combats, if they last 10 minutes, you're probably in trouble. So you may want to move forward with a separate plan if what you've drawn hasn't done the trick. Bag of tricks. Beaker of plentiful potions. Where are we at? Hey, you know what? Beaker of plentiful potions. The container resembles a jug or flask. It is a magical beaker with alchemical properties which compound from 2 to 5 doses of from 2 to 5 potions of any sort, as initially determined by random selection. Different potion sorts are layered in the container, and each pouring takes 1 round and spills forth 1 dose of 1 potion. Roll a d4 plus 1 to find out the number of potions the beaker contains. Roll for each potion contained so as to find out what it is. Delusion and poison are possible. And record type by order of occurrence. Duplication is possible. If the container only holds 2 potions, it will dispense them 1 each per day, 3 times per week. If 3 are contained, it will dispense them 1 each per day, 2 times per week. And if 4 or 5 are contained, it will pour each forth but 1 time per week. Once opened, the beaker will gradually lose the ability to produce potions. This reduction in ability results in the permanent loss of 1 potion type per month. Alright, so there's a limit to it. There's a randomness to it. But once you've figured it all out, which could take a bunch of days or a couple of weeks even, once you figure out everything that can come out of this beaker of plentiful potions, you've got a month or 2 or 3 to make best use of it. So there's a lot going on there. It's a bit finicky, right? And it's a bit fiddly when it comes to what it puts forth. So you'll have to figure it out. Hey, listen, in keeping with our policy of trying to tighten these up a little bit and go down from a half hour to 15, 20 minutes, we're right about there. So I am going to say thank you to everyone who has joined us today. I'm going to say thanks very much to everyone who catches up with this on YouTube. And, well, let's just do this. There we go. The show streams live on Twitch each Monday at 10 a.m. Central and then is archived on YouTube if you catch us on Twitch. Follow the channel, chime in on the chat while we're going. Thank you, Sarah. I see you there in the chat. Appreciate that. And on YouTube, of course, we're archived, but definitely subscribe to the channel and click the little bell so you get notifications when new videos are uploaded. And then give us a thumbs up on any of videos you like or enjoy, and feel free to comment. Always appreciate that. Special extra thanks to our Patreon supporters, Tom Tellis of Fat Dragon Games, Rick Hershey of Fat Goblin Games, Carlos Slicing of Castle Entertainment, Heath Farndon of the NPD&D 20, Dave O'Brien of Quacks Games, and Shane Bradley, DM Extraordinaire. This has been the OK Grognard Show from beautiful Lake Geneva, Wisconsin. Bye-bye.